Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. With the OC update having released yesterday, today we're going to be talking about anything you, as well as I, have missed, as well as a couple other changes and features. So, let's just get right into this. Now first off, we're down here. And what really surprised me is that this sign is still here. After a year, I think it's a year, right? We've had no new information regarding this, because I really thought when the teasers came out that they would be maybe linking this up to Hyrule Park or at least adding something in here back again, so this was some larger cave area, but no. There's still nothing in here, which really does surprise me. I really do hope to see a cave expansion in here at some point, but yeah, for the moment, we're still waiting on what's to come behind this black wall. Now, a bug fix that has finally been implemented into the game after, I believe it's months, is you now, if you ragdoll on the front of vehicles beforehand, the vehicle had a very high chance of flinging, but now it doesn't. So as you can see, if I press R whilst I'm standing on a vehicle, it won't let me. So if I go ahead and spam R there, it simply doesn't let me ragdoll on vehicles. I guess you technically could glitch this by having like a ladder here and then stand on the ladder, jump off as you ragdoll, but it basically means in public servers you're a lot less likely to have people coming up to you mid-game, ragdolling on the front of your car and then having to walk back to Civ Spawn to spawn in a new vehicle. Now heading down into the criminal base, there's actually a couple things I missed. So if we grab ourselves a pickaxe, a lot of you saw that if you hit these wooden beams, they can fall down and it basically blocks police from through. Well, there's another thing you can actually do. You can set a power outage. Around, I think there's maybe 2 or 3 of these power boxes around the mine shaft, and as you can see, if we go and hit this, you can see some kind of electric sparks there, and the lights flicker off. Now, it only works for that sector of the tunnel, but if we actually go over here and we'll find this one over here, which I'd say is kind of the main one for this area, we hit this a couple of times, those lights go off, and it's kind of per every row. There's one just down there, and there must be another one for this room, right? Or these all on an independent line. I'm not sure how these ones work, but you can see if we go down here, you can hit these power boxes and shut off the power. This is going to be great for kind of role plays down here. You could say that there was some maintenance problems or the electric went out, and then you can actually go ahead and hit this, and pretty much looks like the caves are collapsing. The wires have gone down, and I guess that's really cool actually. And then after a while, you will see them flicker back into life. So it's a really nice feature. There you go, see. So yeah, really nice feature, I'd say. And yeah, it kind of just works really well as if there was a power outage or you could have a landslide, anything like that. Nice for some role plays. Heading on to police, a lot of people didn't really realize that the drone was on police, but yeah, it is on police. If we scroll down here, it should be, there we go, surveillance drone, and it's unlockable at the Colonel rank. So once you're that high enough rank, Colonel is rank 8 here for 13,500 XP. So that's how much XP you need basically to this. And if we actually head outside and go and spawn this in, a couple of things you can do with this that some people didn't really realize, I suppose. You can actually hide the controller, so you can still use the controls, memorize them, and just hide the controller. This works really well if you partner this with FreeCam. So you can see here I've now partnered this with FreeCam. And the only problem with this is some of the controls get a bit mixed up. For example, Q and E get a bit mixed up because that's technically up in the FreeCam. There's also night vision. If we type in the chat and turn this to nighttime, there we go. We'll go ahead and hide the controller there. You can see this makes it really easy to see people. And if we actually head over here, up into the air, you can see looking down there, that is me. This is probably one of the best features with this drone, honestly. I really do wish this comes to the police helicopter at some point, because this is so handy, and it's, I guess, pretty realistic as well, I suppose. You know, bodies light up, and so you can actually see human figures, and this will be great for nighttime chases or anything like this, because it illuminates me perfectly. So I'd love to see this coming, but yeah, you can also partner this with FreeCam, and I guess turn your FreeCam into some sort of night vision CCTV camera that spots humans as well. So I guess that's a pretty cool feature. that you can do that some people didn't really realize. So changing RCPD to film team, we'll go and save that, close this. Now it will finally show here properly. I believe there was some issues there as well. If we go over to the player list, you can see it actually updates properly. So essentially before it just showed the default team name, now it will actually show the custom, which is a nice feature, especially if you have a server that's not RCPD or LCSO. It makes it a lot easier to see dedicated teams. A couple of map changes you may have seen. They've added a bunch of plant pots anywhere, but what interests me the most is that there is no plants in any of these. They've added these mainly around the city. You can see them in front of the jewelry store there. They've added them in front of some of these plain buildings as well. You can see down there. But yeah, they've got nothing inside them, which does slightly confuse me. They've added plant pots without any plants in, and none of them have plants. So maybe, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that can be anything, but maybe that will come to something in the future. It just seems slightly odd to me. We're here in Springfield, and when we head inside, there are now safes inside of stores, and you can actually rob these. Now, you will need a lockpick to rob these, but these act very similar to the ones inside of houses, and you can earn money. So not only can you rob stores with cash registers now, you can also rob them with safes if they do have a safe. And these safes spawn randomly among stores that would, most likely have safes in real life. So Three Guys, Liberty Cafe, Gas and Go, any of those stores that would most likely have a safe for storing money, then there you go. You can find them and rob them. Now, there wasn't too many other additional items in this update, but I did want to make this video just to cover the couple that were there. Now, with this update releasing and, part 2, having to wait a couple of weeks for this update, or like 4 or 5 weeks since part 1, I think a lot of people were underwhelmed and, they didn't think the update was substantial for the amount of time. Now, I agree. I don't think this update, including a drone, caves, stuff like that, was probably worth the 5-week wait and kind of hype. However, based on past events and interviews with the developers other creators have done, from what I've heard, they're usually working on multiple updates at the same time. Like with the summer update 2022, they literally started working on that in October of 2021, if I got that right. So they are working on updates for a long period of time and many months in advance for some cases. So my theory is that since they've hired a lot of new people, I believe it was just before summer update part 1, that they're actually working on a larger either fall, Halloween or winter update, and that's why kind of part 2 was a lot smaller than people were expecting. I think people were expecting Teslas and trains. That's what I think. I don't think the developers spent 5 weeks working on this. It was probably maybe 1-2 weeks maximum, and the rest of the time they have been working on other updates, which are hopefully out in the next month, 2 months, 3 months. We'll have to wait and see, but that is what I can say. I do bet the developers are working on larger updates in the background, hence this was a small update. Anyways, enjoy what's left of your summer holidays, and yeah, stay tuned for another update, either a fall update, Halloween, or summer update, or sorry, winter update. That's what I think we should be looking out for over the next couple of months, so stay tuned. I do bet ERC's got something in store for us. We'll just have to wait and see when. Alright, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.